You probably all heard the term before, big data. Big data is like women, complicated. Big data is information, lots of it. Having one piece of information will tell you one story. The more information you gather, the clearer and correct the story will become. Think of the old astrologists, Tycho Brahe, Kepler, Copernicus. They were looking at the sky with the eyes of a simple telescope, relying on their bright minds to figure out what was going on up there. Today, we use telescopes such as Hubble, which allows us to see things in a completely new perspective. We can zoom in and out, revealing the smallest details, offering the broadest frame of understanding. I believe we have come to a time in history where we truly have the power to harness information at such a scale and process it in such a way that we will start to learn completely new things about our world. I also believe that in a not too distant future, we will realize that we have been completely blind up until now. But I'm not here to only talk about big data. I'm also here to talk about people. How we as companies, leaders, and entrepreneurs can learn to understand our interactions with them and use information to serve them best. Why this focus? Because big data is being commoditized faster than we know it. Last year alone, we created more data than the year before it, and of all human history combined. That's an amazing feat in itself. But think about this for a second. 90% of the data we create are never sorted. It's just being crammed up somewhere. 90%. Why? Why are we being so wasteful about it? I believe it comes down to one thing, and that's purpose. As an overall premise, we understand by now that big data allows us to see more, see better, and see different. But that's only true if we know what we're looking for and what value it will bring when we find it. If we compare big data to another commodity, crude oil, for example, the way we are intensively harvesting information is equivalent to our current capacity of retracting oil. But in this scenario, we would be retracting all that oil without having invented cars or power plants or anything else involving the use of oil. Imagine the fleet of supertankers we would need to build just to store it all until we would one day find a purpose for it. What I'm saying is that we need to focus a lot less on our ability to create and store big data faster, and instead focus our energy on finding intelligent ways of using it. But luckily, we humans are born with an extremely inquisitive mind. From when we came into existence, our curiosity has pushed us towards new frontiers. We need to master that same curiosity, because big data represents a new frontier, new opportunities, new insights. But purpose is one thing. We need more to get past that horizon. And that's technology. Technology that can help us answer the questions we propose. For the astrologists, it could be the Hubble telescope. For the data scientists, it could be the computers that are able to analyze information with human-like intelligence at superhuman speed. But yes, I know that technology is a very broad category to put into this equation. So let me give you an example of what I think is crucial for success in this data-driven era. To be successful, truly successful, you need to hire the best data scientist you can possibly get your hands on. And don't you for a second think that you can learn all the technologies yourself. There's a reason these data scientists are in high demand. And for a frame of reference, it takes around 10,000 hours to truly master something. So try working in an industry where new advanced technologies appear every 3 to 6 months. By the time you actually learn something, a new technology would have emerged, making your knowledge seem old and outdated. So what you need to do is find someone who understands the architecture and is into the complexity of the technologies you need. And then you need to find someone who actually understands all that and can turn it into something visual that can be understood by everyone else. But with that being said, let's jump back to the main questions. What do we use big data for? How can we make it meaningful? Monetize it even. I think big data becomes valuable when we can use it to serve humans individually and collectively. So the questions are, how do we use big data to understand the people around us? And equally important, how do we translate that knowledge into actions that could improve our lives? Now, I'm not here trying to fool you into believing that I have the answers to those questions with me. But I do believe that I have understood something about the industry I work in, which could profoundly change the way people experience it. Last year, I co-founded Newsday.com, which is an online hotel booking platform. And Newsday's end product is highly unique, and it is so because I was looking at the industry from an outsider's perspective and started asking questions about it. Let me give you an example. Vacation to me is something I truly look forward to. It happens maybe once or twice a year. And when I finally take time and decide to go on vacation, I'm excited and expectations are high. But I'm always nervous that the destination or the hotel are not going to live up to my expectations. So I spend a lot of time gathering information from a bunch of different websites just to feel relatively sure that I'm not going to get disappointed. But even then, I'm not completely sure. So that led me to the idea that I could use big data to figure out what people wanted and what the different hotels and destinations could offer. And then I could take technology and bring those two together, so both were much more satisfied. What I ultimately ended up creating with Newsday was value through personalization. From a large group of guests to a large group of hotels, we are now able to create the best possible match, potentially targeting millions of guests and thousands of hotels with unique, tailored offerings. But that fourth ingredient, personalization, highly depends on the context of the added value. Returning to the oil industry, instead of personalization, the key ingredient would be distribution. How do we get the oil to the people who need it efficiently? But for Newsday, the key ingredient was personalization. So, how does this play out, this personalization? Well, imagine that you're taking your better half on a romantic getaway to Thailand. You both dream about the beautiful white sandy beaches, relaxing in the sun, enjoying each other's company. Sounds expensive, and it most likely is. But you want to make it special. So you spend days searching for the right hotel, and honestly, you think you found it. You book it, and you're on your way. You arrive late in the night and go directly to sleep. In the morning, you get up early, head down for breakfast at the restaurant facing the beach. And what do you see? Kids and families. So slowly during the day, the noise becomes more and more intense. And whatever romantic moment you thought you were going to have simply isn't possible. A scenario like this would never play out with Newsday, because we would recommend you that perfect romantic getaway. And we would even be able to rank hotels higher, which offer its services that suited your interests. So if we can see you're totally down with golf or you just love seafood, hotels offering these services would be higher on the list. What I'm saying is that we're using big data and technology to drive specific demand to the right supply. We even use discount as an incentive to move the guests to the right hotels. Then we use the previous booking history of the guest to calculate how much money this person is likely to spend on that type of hotel and destination. And then we use that calculation to incentivize the hotels to discount the rooms even further, because the total revenue per stay will be higher. Newsday is even integrated with all the biggest social medias: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Google+. This allows our users to quick and easy sign up and provide all the information we need to be able to do the matching. But there's more. As I hope you noticed by now, Newsday is not only about catering to the needs of the guests. Before I founded the company, I said to myself that my next business venture should be one that was not only customer-centric, but customer and supplier-centric. This means that we help our hotels solve more complex questions, such as how can a hotel optimize its capacity all year round? How specialized can a hotel become if they're able to attract more of a specific kind of guest? And by doing so, we help support the system of the business we're in, ultimately bringing in more revenue for Newsday. So let's sum up. To monetize big data, we need purpose and technology. And you will find the right purpose when you truly understand the business you're in. In case of Newsday, the key ingredient to actually create a service worth something was personalization. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you monetize big data. Now, before you leave today, I want you to think about something. Where do you think your business would be tomorrow if you use this equation to the services you offer or the products you bring to market? Thank you.